Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, I believe. Good to see everybody. We wanted to go live today to talk to you about the Next Level Maker Conference this year. And we are going into year number 5. Yeah, I saw that, Will. We're going into year number 5, and a lot of you have been with us for several years, and some of you, this can be your first time. So we just want to take a few minutes to introduce ourselves to anybody who may not know who we are and tell you a little bit about the event. So I'll start. My name is Mark, and my friend, oh my gosh, I did it.
Oh, it's
I
been a
know.
while. That's why.
My friend over here is Will, and we're the hosts of the Next Level Maker Conference. And this is year number 5, man. Can you believe it's year number 5? That is nuts.
We were just looking back on it like, oh, wow, it is five. It didn't seem like five. It felt like we were just doing this, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I remember the first year a little differently than probably you do. Maybe we'll mention that later. But we could not be more excited about this year. We have put so much into this one. I would say that we've probably put as much into this one as maybe any one or two that we've done in the past. And we're still, is it 5.5 months or so out? Something like that? 5.5 months? I
it's
think
too
so.
early for math here on the
Yeah, I
West
know.
Coast. You have me doing
Right.
math at 7 in the morning. Yeah,
Well,
five, about
yeah.
five and
Well,
a
it's
half
actually
months.
closer. It's actually closer for me than it is for you because of the time zones.
Yes,
Uh,
I still have 2 hour lag before I have to actually start doing stuff at the conference.
right. So we've got a bunch of you guys in the chat. So thank you for coming with us. Let us know if you're in the chat. Say hi. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're watching later on demand, that's awesome too. If you have any questions while we're talking about this, just drop it in the chat. We'll be happy to answer it for you. So Will, why don't we start by talking about the theme of this year? The theme that we're using is refreshed. Where did that come from? Talk to people about that a little bit. What's in our heart? What are we thinking about when we named it that?
Yeah, when we were talking about this being year five, us being in this laser community and maker community for how many years now, there's all these ebbs and flows in our business. And one of the biggest things we see now in our community is some people are just looking to be refreshed. If it's refreshing them as a maker, if it's refreshing their business, if it's looking for a new direction to go with their business. And we pour our, like you said, we pour our hearts into these events. We want people to come out with great education and make great connections, but we want them to leave saying, I'm ready to tackle whatever comes in front of me.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
we want to definitely put that whole refreshed feel on every single thing we do at this event. And like you said, we're excited because this is honestly, we've gotten better every year, and we've had the opportunity to do some amazing things. This being our first time being at the same venue for the second year has given us the freedom to not
Yeah.
worry as much about the logistical things, and now we can really spend a lot of our time on the feel and the connection we want to have at that event. So I think
Yeah.
this will be the first year we get to fully execute what we think these events will be every year.
Yeah. And we talked about we've said this a couple of years. For those of you out there who've been with us before, you've probably heard me say this phrase before, but we've got some kind of unrealistic expectations for some of our events. We want things to happen that honestly, I don't know if an event like this can actually do, but we still want it anyway. And that's kind of how you set your expectations high. But when we were thinking about the last few years in our world, right? We just know that people are worn out, people are tired, and we feel like just people need to be refreshed. And I was thinking about all the different ways that people need refreshing, right? They need refreshing relationally. Sometimes they need some connections with people that they don't have, or sometimes they need a refreshing emotionally. Sometimes you just need a good laugh. And we're going to see if we can supply some of those. Some of those will be on purpose, and some will not.
Will
Right?
not be.
Uh, but
I
people
remember
need
when
to
you
be.
sent me the whole design of refreshed, how when you said, hey, I think we came up with something that looks great, and we just love the absolute the energy that new design
Yeah,
gave us, right? When you designed it, I was like, yes, that is definitely with the route we want to go with this. So
yeah. Well, we want to just we want people to come and feel really refreshed throughout the entire event and go home feeling like they got more energy, more focus, more connections, more support, more creativity, everything like that. So that's kind of the idea behind the name. And then we are working through all different kinds of ways to refresh you during the event. And some we'll tell you about maybe today, some we won't. Some of it will be a surprise, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So, Will,
I'm looking forward to it.
do you want to just tell people, maybe, do you want to maybe go over a little overview of what the event will look like day to day? I can open up the website. We can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
And then we
let's
can
go.
walk through that.
Let's share a little bit so you guys can kind of just get an idea. All this information is on the website, so definitely check that out. But we'll talk a little bit about what the scope of the event's going to look like for you. And like we said, if you guys have questions, definitely share them in the chat. We'll get to them. Cool. So, yep, there's that design. Just the colors just pop. We really love it. And if you guys saw, one thing that we did change this year from the first 4 years was we went from the Next Level Laser Conference to the Next Level Maker Conference. As we've grown, we see our community has also grown, where it's not just laser and all things laser. We're getting into UV printing, 3D printing, CNCs, if it's apparel decorating, which is a term that I've never heard. When someone said apparel decorating, I was like,
Yeah.
we were both like, is that the word? But it seems like that's the verbiage that the apparel community uses, is decorating. So bringing new vendors, new classes for you to expand on what you already do, I think is something we really focused on this year. So
Yeah, it's going to be
cool. As
great.
you guys can see, this will be something that we integrate in everything that we do within this event. So August 27th to the 29th, Gaylord Texan in Grapevine, Texas. If you guys have not been there, definitely check out even just what the resort is. It is an amazing venue. We're excited to be there. Man, it's like we said, this has been years for so many of us, not just doing conferences, but just the day-to-day of running a business. And we want this to be not just a conference, right? We want it to be a memory, an event, something that you look forward to every year.
Right.
So the couple pictures we have there of the beach balls, that's just always a fun one. What was
Yeah.
the first year that we pulled out the beach balls? Was it
It
Tulsa?
was Tulsa. Yeah, Tulsa. Yeah.
Tulsa. Yeah, so that's always a fun one. So keep your head on a swivel.
Yes.
For
And I was gonna
sure.
say, when I was buying those are 4 feet across, and they're huge, but they make them bigger than that. So just let you know that I went with the smaller ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Bigger's not always better.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
So
Yeah.
so one of the things that we've got is this year we've got 18 different breakout sessions that you can go to, and we've also got several different general session speakers. So, Will, you want to just kind of introduce people really quickly to the general session speakers we have here?
Yeah. So we have well, Mark is one of our general session speakers. So
Yes.
you up there now. We have Sarah Sewell. We have Alexis and Kendra will be speaking from the main stage as well. And we have my good friend Misa as well. So definitely great speakers who are going to shed a lot of great information and share some of their experiences with you. And those are ones that we start the day with. For the most part, I think we have one on Saturday that's in the evening, but they'll get the day started where everyone's together. We have all the energy of everyone in a real nice ballroom this year, because we have a really nice stage, which is a lot different this year. So it's going to be really really produced up. We're excited with the lights and the screens. It's going to have a energy to just start your day every day. So as you can see, some of the topics, maker to merchant, time to flip the script, refresh to rise. Oh, he's moving too fast. I can't read that fast.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Refresh to rise. What happens when makers step back and rebuild with purpose, and then building for the future, designing a sustainable business that doesn't burn you out. And I think all of those topics, when we look at those, they hit home with so many of us. Maybe all three, maybe one, but we definitely feel some of those things.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
And then we have, on top of the general session speakers, we have 18 breakouts this year,
Yeah.
which is amazing. And like we've said previous years, and most events, you're not able to take all 18 classes. It's impossible, right? We only have a certain amount of time slots for you to go. But one thing that we implemented last year that I think is of great value to so many people is we record every session for you. And all full access ticket holders get every session of the recording of the class. So you don't have to overly stress off of which class you want to go to. Or
Yeah.
maybe you made a great connection with a friend and you guys are sitting and you guys are talking and you're like, oh, it's class time. You know what? This is more powerful. We're having great conversation. I can watch the video later. So it gives you a lot of freedom to not worry too much about what you might be missing versus really enjoying the experience while you're there.
Yeah. So we'll run through these titles real fast. There's 18, so we'll go really quickly. But we've got Bev Pennington teaching about garment decorating 101. She's going to be talking about embroidery or sublimation, all different kinds, DTF, screen printing, heat applied vinyl, all kinds of things you can do with garments, which can be great. Then we've got Patrick teaching about how to get the most out of your X Tool lasers. There's a lot of you that have various X Tool lasers, and are we able to say that they're launching something later this year?
Uh,
I don't know
I
if we can
mean,
say that.
yeah, there will be they will be more than likely unveiling some new products at next level. So
We'll just say
should be
that.
pretty
Yeah.
exciting. We'll leave it at that.
So if you've got an X tool laser, this is a great class for you. Then of course we got Mom. We love you. We got Emily teaching Lightburn pro tips, hacks to enhance your workflow in Lightburn. So that's going to be a great session if you use Lightburn for any of your lasers. And then also we've got Robert Kofed, who is just a fantastic teacher, and he's going to be teaching specifically about Lightburn settings. So those two classes together will be excellent for you if you want to have some more, if you want to grow in your Lightburn usage. And then we'll tell them about this set of 3 classes we've got here.
Yeah, so as you guys have all seen, AI has just exploded. I mean, it's been
Yeah,
around and it's been very popular and it's moving up, but the speed at which it's moving up is so quick and how better it's getting every day and how much more we should be using it to help grow our businesses. So we put a really good big emphasis on offering AI courses for you as an attendee. And when we broke it down, we were like, well, one AI course just doesn't do it. It doesn't it's not enough to cover what the scope is. So we actually broke it down into three AI classes, right? We have more so for with Sean Amaker. If you're just starting out and you're like, I've heard of AI, I use Chat GPT a little bit. How can I really get my feet wet into it, right? Let's just jump in and let's get into the beginning stages and see what some of the capabilities are. And then for those who have been using it for a little bit but want to go a little bit higher in your skill set of what you're using AI for, we have Justin Varn. He's going to be leveraging the power of AI for your business. So more so workflows, social media posts, how to utilize it on your websites, things like that that will help grow your business using AI. And then we have Michael Mullins from Laser Engraving 911, I think.
yeah,
Yeah, Laser Engraving 911. Next gen artwork prep for laser engraving. AI isn't magic. Here's how to make it work. So he's going to be talking a lot about using AI to create and edit images, right? So
yeah,
if it's working with logos, if it's generating images that you need for your business, those are definitely those. So what we thought with the scope of those three will really bring it all together for you. You'll be
yeah.
able to then take all of that and apply it in different aspects of your business.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And we really thought it was important to have more than just one class this year. And then of
Yeah.
course we got the beard. I was going to say the beard of knowledge. Anybody out there, if you know what reference I'm making there, the beard of knowledge from Pawn Stars. But we've got Braden Todd who's going to be teaching sandblasting, which is going to be great. And this is just one of those many what I think we would call maker things. That's why we expanded it past just lasers, because several of you are getting into sandblasting. And this is something that maybe you've never considered. Maybe you don't even know what it is. So you'll have an opportunity to check that out in this class, which will be great. And then we've got Dana Midkiff. Dana is fantastic. And she's teaching a class called When More Sales Break Your Business, How to Scale with Structure. And I'm sure you've experienced this in other businesses you've had or other parts of life is sometimes you grow faster than your systems will really take care of, and growth can really hurt you. And we all hope and pray for growth, but if we're not ready, it could actually be a negative thing, right? And so that's what she's
Yeah.
going to teach us about.
It reminds me very much of, if I recall, like James Clear with Atomic Habits. I think one of his more famous quotes from that book was, "You don't reach your goals, you fall back to your systems."
That's right.
Right. So I think that's definitely something that we all talk about is like, yes, we want to grow, but sometimes your business can't handle that growth if you don't have the right systems in place.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And then
Oh, I
we
was like, I'm
we
seeing
couldn't get enough.
double. Like,
I know. Well, if you got, hopefully most of you know John and Mark from MakerFlow. They're fantastic, and they wanted to really invest in the community. So they're teaching two classes. They're teaching one on pricing, and they're teaching one on marketing. And if you've met them at all, you know that they know a lot about both of those. So the first one is the Maker's pricing formula, how to price products for your business so your business actually pays you, and that's important. And then the marketing one is marketing that actually works for makers, authenticity, funnels, and growth without the big budget. So these are both going to be really, really valuable. So if you can make it to them, great. If you need to watch the videos later, that's also great. But those are fantastic. We'll talk about Heather. We love Heather.
yeah. So we have Heather Bennett, who is returning for her second year this year. Again, she's talking about Shopify, but she's definitely stepping it up, not for someone who's looking to just build a Shopify site, but Shopify power moves, systems, automations, and scaling for makers. So letting your site work for you.
Yeah.
We can easily throw up a site, but how do we maximize what that site does? So the consumer is an easier process for them, but on our end, is it easier for us to then take the information that the customer has given there and create a workflow that makes sense?
Yeah. It's going to be really good. That's going to be really good. And then, of course, a lot of you have got 3D printers or you're considering it. And we're going to have at least a couple 3D printers there for you guys to check out. And we'll go real quick through our vendors here before we get off. But my friend Sean, he's here in Tulsa. My friend Sean's going to be teaching ways to use 3D printing in your business. And he got me started into a 3D. I got a 3D printer here, and I'm definitely going to get more of them. It's kind of a growing addiction. Thanks a lot, Sean. Appreciate you.
I know I
Uh,
have three of them now too.
Yeah, see, you are just an enabler, man. That's
I
great.
know. Buy
Uh,
a 3D printer. And I'm just proud that, I mean, I've been in the laser community for now, what, 7 years, and I've
yeah,
posted some laser content, and you get some views, and then I post one 3D printing piece of content, and it had 1 million views, which I'm still
that's
blown
great.
away by. So I'm kind of famous now. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, that's
just
hilarious.
because of a magic wand.
That's awesome. But Sean's gonna be
Uh,
teaching us different ways to use 3D printing in our business. So that's gonna be cool. And as many of you might know, 3D printing is pretty accessible financially. I mean, as machines go, they're not that expensive. So it may be something you can add.
yeah,
Talk about
and I know a lot
talk
of
about
people use 3D printers for jigs, which really
oh,
helps us in the
yes,
laser community as well. So,
absolutely.
oh,
Talk
okay,
about our
I get
friends
to
the
talk about our
Patel.
friends. Yeah,
Yeah,
um, Anuj and sheesh, if I remember her. No, I'm just kidding. It's Sumita and Anuj Patel again, back with Next Level. We love having them. They always share so much knowledge with our community.
yeah,
And
they
this
do.
year, they're talking about beyond the laser, scaling business with UV printing. I know we see it in the communities of how much people wanted to get into the full color printing part of it, right? Especially as so many make that transition to B2B. And we just love seeing our logo in color.
Yeah,
As beautiful as the refresh logo is, if I engrave that on something, it can look great. But when you add the color to it, it just changes it to a whole different level.
yeah,
So I think them speaking of UV printing and how that can help grow your business as well, that's going to be invaluable.
yeah. They're going to be great. They always bring so much information, so it's gonna be fantastic. And then we've got Heather Whitaker. She was with us last year, and she's back again, and she's going to be teaching us about how to level up our Etsy shop, 5 steps to more visibility and sales. I'll take that. In fact, there are so many of these classes I personally need. So I'm gonna try to make it to them, but I know I'm gonna watch the videos if I can't make it to them. But she's gonna talk about the top 5 things you can do right now to revamp your Etsy website and to see stronger sales results. So that's going to be a great class there, especially with all the changes that have been happening in the last few years. She's going to bring a lot of insight for us. All right, talk to me about Kim and Garrett. A lot of you guys know who they are, but Will, tell us about Kim and Garrett.
Feel, the energy that they bring is just absolutely amazing, and they're going to be talking this year again about craft shows and leveling up your craft shows beyond the booth, the 9 P's of a profitable craft show business. Last year people found a ton of value in their class, and this year they're even adding more to it to really help us have successful craft shows, what to look for in craft shows, how to maximize the time that you are there, and all the things that come with it, because there's so many things that we think, oh, get a booth, set up, sell. There's so much more that goes into that to really have a successful one, and I think they cover so much of that in that class.
No, okay, so I know a lot of you out there are parents, and I'm going to tell you how my ADD just kicked in the title there, the 9 P's of a profitable craft show business. Phineas and Ferb fans, all I can hear is somebody going, Agent P. Where's
Well,
Perry?
If we're talking about parenting and P's, my 5-year-old who just turned 5, his favorite joke that we share is,
Yes.
why didn't you hear the pterodactyl in the bathroom? And I was like, why? He's like, because the P is silent, and he absolutely thinks it's the greatest joke ever, and he uses that punchline for every single joke now. It does not need to make sense, but the P is silent on everything. So,
But as
yep.
a dad, you've got to be so proud. You just
Oh, 100% trying to, like, put my hand over my face, like, oh my gosh, like in the most inappropriate places, but at the same time, laughing my butt off. I know I shared that story with you a couple days ago where I was doing his about me poster, and I said I was helping him spell something, and he goes, L. And he goes, what does the L look like? I said, you don't know the letter L? And he goes, oh, wait, like this, like L, like loser. And okay, I tried not to laugh because I really don't want him doing that to people, but it was pretty funny.
I got to tell
So,
you, I adore my wife, and it's my mission to horrify her every day at least once. So my dad jokes are right there. So I'm gonna use all those. That's awesome. So we got 2 more. We got packaging and branding from Catherine Ewers. A bunch of you know Catherine. She's just a treasure. She's fantastic. Anything she teaches is great, and she's especially solid with packaging and branding. And a lot of us could learn a lot from that. And the first impressions that people have when they open up something they get from us. That's what she's going to be teaching us about packaging and branding. It's going to be great. And we love Josh. Talk to everybody about Josh for a minute. I'm so glad that he's finally going to be able to join us to teach.
yes, we're excited for him to join us. He's going to talk to us all about, creating those custom hats for your
Yeah.
customers. If it's with businesses using premium materials, and definitely upping your hat game, because I mean, there is so much profit in hats, and there's also such a market for them,
Yeah.
especially if you're looking at bulk, right? Because a lot of times people who buy one hat buy multiple hats. So for businesses, for events, and he's going to talk a little bit about all of that as far as where those customers are coming from, how to create these amazing hats, and definitely building a business. I see so many people who have businesses just built off of custom hats.
But by the way, I don't want to assume everybody knows. I mean, why does Josh know what he's talking about? Tell everybody what his company is.
Lone Star Adhesive. So if you
Oh,
guys
sorry. Yeah, he's
know,
got a little bit of
yeah,
experience.
a little bit of experience, and as you can see, we don't have the full title or description. Him and his family just had a baby, which is
Yeah,
absolutely amazing. We said, focus on your family. We will take care of this other stuff later.
absolutely.
But if you guys know Josh, he's going to bring value to whatever he's talking about. So
Absolutely. He's going to be great. And then this is something that we added a few weeks ago. My friend Mike, who's a great photographer, he's going to be our event photographer again this year, and we worked it out so he can come and take professional headshots for every single all access ticket holder. So if you're an all access ticket holder and you don't have a good headshot, you're going to leave with one if you want one. So we're super excited about that. In the next coming months, we'll talk to you about the logistics of that. Like when we'll let you know before the event takes place. We'll let you know what day or what times these are going to be available. And I know some of you will want to maybe bring some different clothing if you want your picture taken in a particular way. So we'll make sure you know all about that. But that's just one of the perks with your all access ticket is we're going to give you a professional headshot, and Mike's going to take it. He's fantastic. His whole team's going to be great. So we're very excited about being able to offer that.
I think that's a great add-on to just again refreshing, right? If you're looking to refresh your website with about me page, right, and you
Yeah,
needed a professional photo, I'm reading some of the comments because I
I
miss it.
saw it. I
Uh,
saw it there. That's so great, Carissa. That's
at,
awesome.
at first glance, I looked down and I said it said tell him to bring his skinny jeans, and I was like,
I,
oh, she must know Mike. But I was like, no, that's kind of personal. But then I read it again. I was like, oh, lens. That makes more sense.
I don't
Um,
think. Yeah, Mike and I are the same. He's 57. We're probably way past the skinny jeans stage.
I can get them on. I'll just never get them off.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Moving
Not
on.
as, moving on.
Don't need that in my head. And I'm going to go past the daily
Speaking,
schedule.
oh
We'll
wait,
come back to it.
speaking of tickets, really quick,
Yeah.
Mark, we talked about full access tickets and all these amazing speakers. Part of the reason we also went live to share some of this is we want to bring some awareness really quickly to you guys on the early bird
Yes.
special, right?
Yes.
So for full access tickets, this is the first time we've done this. We have a couple days left till March 15th. If you want to save $70 on your ticket, you can save $70 until March 15th. Now we understand, of course, if you can get the ticket, great. If it doesn't make sense for you at this time, we understand. We actually extended it with a little smaller discount between March 16th and April 15th, and you still get $35 off. So just something to be aware of if you were looking to get tickets, get them earlier than later. Book your hotel, make sure you get your rooms. But just sharing
Yep.
that with you guys because we want to try to get you guys to save a little bit of money for sure.
And speak to them real quick about the hotel rooms. Right now, there are plenty, but that almost certainly will sell out the block that we have. Tell them about that a little bit and encourage them on hotel rooms.
Yeah, we can block out a certain amount of rooms, right? And we want to try. It's always finding a balance of having as many rooms as possible, but not uh, having too many left over because ultimately we
We
are
have to pay for
responsible
them.
for those rooms. We have to
Yes.
pay for them. If we don't book all the rooms, we pay for them
Mhm.
per like out of our pocket. So,
Yeah.
but like we said, we have a really substantial room block for you at a really good discount compared to what it normally costs to stay at the Gaylord. And when you look at the cost of the room, it just makes sense to stay there. There's so much to do there. Once you're there, you don't have to leave. You don't have to worry about getting um, you don't have to worry about getting a rental car. You can just Uber from the airport and you stay there. Everything's there. You're connecting with people all day as you're walking
Yeah.
around. There's restaurants there. Uh, if you're planning to bring your family, there's a water park for them to do during the day. If you're at the conference and you want something to do with them, there's just so many things uh, that come with staying there that is a huge benefit. So take advantage of the discount because I remember when we were first looking at the Gaylord a year and a half ago, we
Yeah.
thought we can't have it at the Gaylord because we looked at what the room prices were and we're like, no one can afford, $350, $400 a night. And the
Yeah.
fact that we were able to get them to give us near 50% off a night for our attendees is an opportunity that I think you guys should definitely take advantage of. So
Absolutely.
book your rooms, get
So
your tickets, and then what most people I see do is they have all the like notifications to see when the airfare is the cheapest for them.
yeah, yeah,
But this is the cheapest the tickets are going to be for the actual tickets for the event, and the hotel rate will not change unless we sell out. So get those
yeah,
early.
yes. And last year, I think this year too, they've got so many other events going on that I'm not totally sure that there are other rooms available outside of our block. We can't say that this far out, but maybe not. So definitely take advantage of that. And there's a link to the discounted room rate at the top of our website. Okay. At nextlevelmakerevents.com. So make sure you check that out. Let's jump back. Let me see if I can figure this out and jump back to here for a minute. Let's talk real quick about one part that we're really, really proud of is we're partnering with WOKC, which is Wipe Out Kids Cancer. And they are, for 45 years, they've been in the North Texas area, and they've been advocates and fundraisers and supporters and champions of hope for kids. And I'm just going to read this. They offer comfort and hope to kids with cancer through support programs serving the entire family, and they fund an innovative research leading to new discoveries and treatments in the fight against pediatric cancer. And so there's two things that we're doing this year, and we're going to ask our whole community to do. We're going to be helping with what they have called their buddy bag program. And what that is whenever there's a kid in a local hospital that has to get treatment for their cancer, WOKC brings a bag full of all kinds of things for the kid and for the family, because a lot of times they find themselves um, in the hospital suddenly, and maybe they don't have all the things that they need with them, and so they bring these bags to help relieve some of that pressure for the kid and for the families. And so when we talked to Chris from WOKC, we asked him, what do you guys need? And if you were in Tulsa with us a couple of years ago, you know that we collected Legos. And we're going to do that again this year. We're going to ask that if you're able, if you can pick up some Lego sets and donate those, because kids can use the Legos to put those together and to keep their attention while they're getting their chemo treatments. And that's really helpful. In fact, I've got some right off camera. I'm going to grab some here. So if you could grab, before you come, you can put them in your luggage. You can bring them with you. Or if you want to, you can try to buy some in Grapevine. But if you can grab a Lego set like this, maybe $30 or less. Okay. We don't want the huge, I mean, as much as we all love the Millennium Falcon Lego sets, right? We're looking for the smaller ones, like maybe $30 or less price tag. And if you could grab as many of those as is appropriate for you financially and bring those, we're going to have donation bins, and we're going to collect those all up, and we're going to give WOKC a big, just stack of Legos for the kids. And we want to really bless them. We want to blow them away from our community. And then the other thing we're going to do is WOKC does a thing called Warrior Parent Socials. And they refer to the kids as warriors, and they refer to their families as warrior families. And one of the things that they've identified is that the parents often their relationship is often stretched and challenged by the things that they have to walk through, and they often don't get a chance to get date nights often, or maybe ever. And so they invest in the families by doing these parent socials, where they pay for the couples to go out, and they set up an event where they have some dinner, a really nice dinner for them. Maybe they have some karaoke, and they bring together maybe 10 or 12 couples who are all walking through the same thing, because what they've learned is that people will often say to them, "I'm so sorry," and they say sorry a lot, but they don't actually know what they're walking through. And they've learned that these parents need to have relationships with other people who understand what they're walking through. And Chris told me that when they have these events, a lot of times of course, most of the time it's strangers who go into this 2 or 3 hour evening who don't know each other. And then he says, if you walk in at the end of the event, it's kind of like a high school reunion where lifetime friends are together, and relationships are made and marriages are strengthened. And I think that's really important. And I love that they do that. So we're going to give you guys an opportunity to donate toward that as well. So we're going to be doing a collection of Legos and also of financial donations toward the Warrior Parents socials. And he said it costs about $90 per couple for that evening. And we're not asking necessarily to give $90. We're just letting you know what it costs to take a couple out. So $5 is awesome, $10, 20, whatever is appropriate for you. If you want to sponsor a whole couple, you can do that too. But we're going to have some links for you in the next couple of days of ways that you can start donating on behalf of our community toward those warrior parents. And then we're going to also be collecting Legos. So we're really excited about being able to do that. Will, any thoughts on that at all? I think it's super cool to be able to support an organization like that.
Just being able to utilize what we do in our platform and the community that wants to give back to then do something with it good is always a great feeling for us, right? We want to be not just an event. We want to be part of a community and trying to find, like in Tulsa, when we found that local charity and this one here in Texas, it gives purpose to what we're doing. I think it's really important. Just like we need to be refreshed, they need to be refreshed. And if we can contribute in any small way or big way, we will love to be a part of it. So thank you guys for, in advance for an amazing impact I know we're going to make on that charity. So
absolutely. You want to we got two more things we want to try to cover.
Schedule real quick.
How about the schedule?
I could go through the schedule really quickly. So as you guys saw, August 27th through the 29th, I better get this right. But on the Wednesday right before, which is August 26th, we will have early registration for you guys. So any of you who are in early, which I know quite a few people do like to come in early, get situated, not have to rush, not worry about flight delays, especially with TSA where they are right now. Who knows what's going on? So I strongly suggest get yourself there on that Wednesday, get a good night's sleep, get ready. You're going to see so many people there. Nothing in stone, but I know Mark and I have talked about when we're doing this event, we want to try to bring people together. So maybe we have something very informal on that Wednesday for the people who are there to just connect. We say that now, and the night before we'd be like, we have so much going on. Who knows? But if you can get there early, there's quite a few. I think the majority of the people get there the day before, and it's just a nice environment. So early registration, beat the lines on Thursday. Thursday, we have registration starting nice and early at 9 a.m. for you. And our general session, so the where we actually start the event is at 12 o'clock. And we will have our opening general session. We'll have the guest speakers speaking on the general sessions, and all of our general sessions run about an hour and a half with, usually there's one speaker and maybe some other things, some fun things we're going to try to incorporate. Just one thing we didn't mention when we talked about the speakers earlier that I wanted to talk about too was we saw the speakers, we saw the breakout classes, but we also have other things planned. Like I know we already have planned, we're going to talk about it later and we'll announce it here shortly, is we have some amazing panels. Right, Mark's going to be hosting a panel with Mikey and Jordan Garrett from Curious Bison, Cheyenne McPherson from Paisley Co-Design, and Heather Bennett from Paisley Grace Makery. They're going to be talking about the transition from home to a brick and mortar and some of the advantages and disadvantages and things to look for when you're looking to scale. So look forward to that panel and some other ones as well. Then after general sessions, we have breakout sessions for you where you can pick your class. We get a lot of the questions on, do we pick our classes ahead of time? No, you look at the schedule, you pick which class you want to go to, you go. So we have a couple of those on there. The vendor room will be open on Thursday at 1:30 till 7. And on that Thursday evening, we plan to have a mixer party of some sort. We don't know all the details yet. We're looking at ways to refresh you.
Cool things in the works, though. You're going to like it. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So really excited about that. Then, you guys up party all night. enjoy the resort, and then get up nice and early at 6:30 on Friday for some breakfast. We're excited that we're able to offer breakfast and lunch on Friday and Saturday, so you can connect with people. You don't have to look elsewhere. Everything's within the event. And then again, we start with another general
By the
session,
way,
more
it's
breakouts.
always better. It's always better than just a bowl of dry cereal. I promise. It's better
Yes,
breakfast than that.
yes,
Yeah,
I have some standards when it comes to food, so
yeah,
I definitely take a look at that and make sure you guys have a good meal. Then we have more breakout sessions, and then we have lunch, breakout sessions again. So you get 3 breakout sessions on that Friday. Again, our vendor room is open from 10 to 7, and that's our Friday and Saturday, which is the last day of the event. Again, breakfast starts the day, an amazing general session where we talk about with all the speakers, more breakout sessions. So if you see, you get 8 total breakout sessions during this event within the 3 days. So you're getting to go to 8 classes, and the other 10 that you didn't get to go to, you get the recordings. So
yep,
that's a lot of great content you're going to get there. Then Saturday is one of the days where we do our closing general session. You know, we'll be up there talking about, I hope you guys enjoyed the event. We have some
yep.
great things, some fun plans there. Vendor room closes a little early on Saturday as they have to pack up and get ready. uh, that's kind of what the day looks like, for
Yeah,
each of the days. So it's jam packed. It is, honestly, it's some really long days, but
yeah,
everyone that I talk to, I'm like, oh, I went to breakfast at 6 and I'm finishing the day at 7 or 8. This is not new to us as makers. I mean, we're working all
yeah.
the time, and they still feel like they want more. We get feedback of, you could add more classes and we can go till 9 o'clock. And I'm like, I don't think anyone wants to go to 9, but there's some people who will just truck through, like, give me everything. So we found a good balance of education, but giving you guys time to connect. That's the biggest thing, is connect with people in this community. We want to do a better job this year of creating opportunities for people to connect.
Right,
So
right.
we're excited about that.
And I see we're going to talk about vendors real quick before we get out of here. I see Emily asked, "Are the times for the speaker schedule posted on the site?" No, they are not yet. We've I think I've got those pretty much down, but we're just making absolutely sure that we've got them right, and we want to make sure we hold them a little loosely this far out. One of the things that we're working on just behind the scenes is some of the speakers are actually, all the breakouts are being taught twice, and so we're trying to make sure that we take care of the teachers and that we make sure that they don't have to teach too long or too many times in a row. So we're working on that and making sure we get the right ones in the right rooms. We should have that out, done pretty soon, though. So bear that in mind and keep an eye out for that. Will, let's talk about the vendor room. You want me to show the map?
Yeah,
Then we can
let's
talk
do
about
it.
that. Let's do that. So we're excited about this. Let me do this. All right.
Bum, bum,
Will,
bum,
I'll
bum.
drive if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. So as this year, we've actually expanded our vendor room significantly because we've had more and more requests for companies that want to come and be in front of our community. I think we've been to other shows. We've been to really big shows with a lot more attendees, but there is something to this community that is powerful with the connection with vendors and their customers.
Yeah.
And the more we hear from our vendors who are like, man, we just love coming to this show. This is absolutely amazing. We connect in different ways with people. But the vendors we have this year are amazing. We have, what is it, 29 confirmed vendors at the moment, which
Yep.
is already, we've only had this out for a month now, which
Yeah.
is more than we had last year. So,
Yes.
some of the big names out there, I'll just start at the top left and work my way down. We're welcoming back Smoky Hill Designs. So
Yep.
he's going to be there with quite a bit of material for you to actually shop, touch, feel, walk away with a ton of material. X Tool USA is going to be here. They're bringing, like I said, they're going to be unveiling a new product potentially and sharing some lots of hands-on stuff with us. If you can zoom in just a little, because I'm like,
Yes.
I don't remember all the lists. Oh, I guess I should just pull up the map on my phone. It might be
Well,
easier
you
for me than.
will like it. We can walk through this, but we can also let me zoom. Whoa, sorry about that. That is going to make somebody throw up. I can also
Uh,
hit the exhibitors button here.
yeah,
Would that
there you
be
go.
easier?
Yeah, and that's one thing I want you guys to take a look at too, as you guys get a chance. If you look at this map, is you can click on everyone's booth. They can share information with you there. You can pull up all of this, a full directory of all the vendors that are going to be there. We invested in a platform that allows us to do this for everyone this year to make it a little easier. But Maker Studio is going to be there this year. Catalyst printers,
Hey, can I
CMB
interrupt you for
acrylic.
just a second, just to point this out
Yeah,
before we go any further? So as you guys are able to interact with this, we're also going to add the upstairs to this map pretty soon, and you'll be able to see where all the classrooms are. But you can click on any vendor, it'll zoom into wherever their booth is, and then however much information they've chosen to add here, you could get some more information. You could see where they're located. You could find their website. You could even watch some videos here from them. You could bookmark it if you want to find it again, all kinds of things. So I just wanted to point out to you that you can do that there in the search the exhibitors part, right? This button right here.
yeah, so it's very, very interactive.
Yeah,
And as we get closer, I know all of these companies are going to be adding more and more things to their site for you to book consultations or show the schedule if they're doing any types of demos,
yeah,
any videos that they want to share. So it's going to be a great resource for all of us. We also have Creative Cut Supplies. David Brown will be there. Dana is bringing her growth thread knowledge to our vendor room for you to look at the programs that she offers. We have Epilogue Laser, we SNA Digital if you're looking for websites. Easy Carve, which is one that I just recently saw at APA. They have a vertical uh, tumbler engraver. So take a look at that. It's great. Great Lakes Laser Supply, our friend Blake up there in Michigan, who is probably running around with his head cut off right now, getting ready for the Michigan Maker Summit.
yes,
Uh, Haltian Laser, they're amazing team with all of their really cool lasers that they're bringing. Houston Acrylic with just a huge amount of different acrylics, and they're really good about letting you see and touch all of the stuff that they have there. Iconics Imaging, which is a first for us this year, so sandblasting. They're going to be doing some hands-on stuff for you to actually sandblast items and see what the power of sandblasting can be. Keychain thingies, our friend Crystal and John, they'll be bringing their keychain thingies with us. Lens Digital, they will be there. Stan and Len, you guys all know them. We love them. They'll have a Vertigo on display there and engraving tumblers. Logo Jet with the UV printing. You know, you're looking to add color to your repertoire. Logo Jet will be there. We have Magic Touch USA with their white toner printers. If you're looking at apparel decorating. Makerflow, they're going to have an amazing booth with all of the products that they carry. They also have some really fun things planned for the vendor room at their booth when it comes to giving you more education and sharing more knowledge of what they've accomplished or what they
yeah,
work on. So definitely look at that. Monarch Pine, they always do an amazing job of high quality jewelry blanks, but also they always have something there that's interactive. That's a lot of
yeah,
fun. So making your own set of earrings or making a piece of jewelry, definitely check them out. Paisley Grace Makery with Heather Bennett. You know, she has a Shopify course. She has some other masterminds that are amazing programs that you can invest in yourself. So definitely check that out. Simple Designer Corel Trainer. If you use Corel for designing and you want more information and you want to learn more about how to maximize what you do in Corel, that team there with David Haynes and
yeah.
Clay, they're amazing. Even if you don't use Corel, go meet them. That energy is infectious.
They're fantastic.
We
And
talked
don't forget PDS. I scrolled
Yes.
too fast
Oh,
for you.
you scroll too fast.
Yeah,
PDS, yes. You know, Steve Weist and his team, they do an amazing job of
yeah,
just sharing knowledge with people. They always have an amazing display there. So
yeah, they
um,
do.
I seen some of the tumblers they did with the refresh logo already, which was pretty cool. That the color just pops. We talked a little bit about Smoky Hills. They said they will be bringing quite a bit of material for you to walk out of that vendor room with. So
Yep.
um,
And they've
get ready
also
with
got,
your credit cards and oh yeah, they're bringing the bamboo 3D printers.
yes,
So you'll be able to, they're distributors for bamboo. So they'll have those on display for you to take a look at. And Holtronics. So they'll have heat presses set up for you to take a look at, kind of see if that's a piece that you need to add to your business. So they'll have like 4 little sections of different displays, which is going to be pretty amazing. Suits design with Brandon. He's going to be bringing. This is his first year here, and he does amazing blanks for your business and a lot of custom blanks and trays and cutting boards. So definitely take a look at his stuff there. Mom, of course, that mom with the laser. She hasn't told us everything she's going to be talking about there at her booth, but we're excited that, anything she brings adds value to our business. So check
Absolutely.
her out, say hello. Uh, a first for us this year, Thunder Laser USA. We're really excited to have them there.
Yes.
Take a look at their newest lasers, the technology that they have, and their team and support is great too. Who we got there? Oh, Rotoboss and Apple Air. If you're looking for rotaries, you're looking for air filtration units, maybe you can't vent outside, a great opportunity to make sure that the air around you is
Yes.
safe, especially
Yep.
for a lot of us who do it in our homes. And again, doing tumblers and using a rotary, great addition. Trotec Laser will be there. They're doing a big hands-on bar as well. I think they're doing a hat bar as well. For all of you who know, Martin will be there. You guys all know Martin and Don with Trotec Laser, so that should be fun. True Flat, Mark is a
Yes.
carrier of True Flat. So if you're looking for True Flat, definitely check out
And Matt's a great
bigbluelaserdesigns.com.
guy. I'm just going to toot his. I love Matt. So if you haven't met Matt from True Flat, you need to meet him. He's a great guy.
Yes, that team is great, and we're excited to have them there. Their products work perfectly for what we're trying to do when we're talking about efficiency and saving time and money. And then we talked a little bit about Xtool, and they're always bringing all their machines, so a great opportunity to see the entire Xtool line in one place. And that's just the beginning. We have so many more that we're working with to try to get there.
Yeah.
Who have we're deep into the show season, so we're trying to understand that they're busy as well. So we're getting there, but we're excited about the amount of vendors we have there. So it's a
And
great vendor room.
There's
If
several
you're local,
that are within a few days of joining us. So that is not all of them. They'll be so kind of watch our page and watch our group because we'll be announcing just doing some updates for vendors every week or so. So there's quite a few more coming.
and one great thing that we did this year that's different than all the other years is if you can't attend the full conference, or let's say you're local and hey, I'm just the conference not for me, but I want to see these vendors. Our vendor room tickets are 100% free this year. So you still just register for a ticket on the site, but it's free. We encourage you to tell your friends, other makers, anyone local, if you want to come out to the Gaylord, take a look at all these amazing vendors. It costs you nothing. So come on by. We'd love to have you. And I'm sure the vendors want as many people as we can fit in there to be in there.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, we've
I think
kept
we have a question here. We have a
Go
quick
for it.
question here. Greg and Judy asked, Greg and Judy out in Tulsa. What's up, Greg and
Yes,
Judy?
that's
Hope
right.
you guys are doing
My
well.
neighbors.
Do you have plans to have a session that talks about insurance for those people running their business out of their homes as opposed to relying on their homeowner's policy? We don't, not current. That's one thing we have not. There maybe there's a company or an individual who runs an insurance company who might want to be a vendor that can then talk to people about those opportunities, but it's not something that's on our schedule for this year. And I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, we filled ourselves to capacity when it comes to classes and speakers at the moment.
Yes, we have. However, we have talked about, and this is not a commitment to this yet, but we have talked about doing some additional education through online video outside of our event. So we might be able to do that as well. But that's a great suggestion, Greg, and I will put that in my back pocket and see if we can figure out how to get some answers for that. Well, guys, this has been great. Thank you for spending time with us. If you haven't been able to watch this live, that's okay. Watch it on demand later. Let us know if you have any questions. If you are coming and if you're able, you want to grab tickets by Sunday, because you can save $70 on each one. After that, there's a $35 discount until the 15th of April. So make sure you take advantage of that if you can. And if you have any other questions, let us know. We'd be happy to take care of you. Any last things we want to talk about, Will, before we let them go?
No, I think we covered a lot. We just really want to express that this event is for you, right? This is
Yeah.
for you guys. We put a lot of work into this to create something that is just different, special, that you're going to remember.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things for us is what can we do to give back to our community? It has given so much to us, and this is the easiest, not well, it's definitely not the easiest way, but
Not.
uh,
Watch your mouth.
yeah, yeah, we we are blessed to have this community. We love having you guys there. Come
Yeah.
on out, meet amazing people. Come say hi. I think we've always said this. It's expensive. I understand that,
We
right?
get it.
Buying a ticket, getting a plane, but we feel when you leave, you'll say, this was a value to the money that I spent for
Yes.
myself, for my business, and all other aspects. So if you can, come on out, join us. Promise you we'll have an amazing time.
And we really want you to be refreshed for sure. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great day. Hit us up in the chat if you have any questions. Otherwise, we will see you in the groups and throughout the community. Have a great rest of your Friday. Talk to you guys soon.